Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm Jessica Williams. Thanks for joining me. We have a great show for you today, so let's get started. On today's show, we are getting a sneak peek at the newest trendy vehicles on the market from the shores of California. And it's Wealth Wednesday, and Foster Financial is giving us the latest financial advice regarding reducing your risks. And I take you inside of Saisaki Japanese Restaurant and chat with their owner. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
I'm outside of Saisaki Restaurant located in downtown Fort Wayne. This is a Japanese cuisine and they offer everything from seafood, sushi, plus an elevated experience. I'm going to take you on the inside, speak with their owner, and of course explore their menu. Let's do it. Joining me now is owner and chef Andre Poranto. Hi, Andre.
Hi, how are you?
Good. It's so nice to be here.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, so you all are at this beautiful establishment that you can't miss driving up Main Street in downtown.
It is.
And you have created this Asian-infused cuisine and experience. So share with us about Saisaki.
Saisaki is mean like a good omen. That the name is from my wife chose that one. Because we want this restaurant is have a good vibe, happy vibe, and then a good food, and most customer enjoy this to have dinner, lunch, meeting, wedding, anniversary, any kind of event. So we want them to enjoy this restaurant, Saisaki.
Yes.
But we opened 2 years already. So far, all customers who come in, they return, they come back, they know us.
Yes.
We treat them as a family, friend.
Yes.
So we sell Thai food, sushi, and teriyaki, and some Korean. So many different food Asian we have here.
Yes, and that's so true. I do feel that the vibe here is very friendly and warm. You and your wife work here, and then the staff is so great. And this would almost be like a Asian-inspired Cheers bar, because when you sit down, everyone talks, and you're just kind of chatting, and it's just like everyone knows your name. So that is a really warm environment for such a classy place.
And we always give something like what they call it, a surprise, a welcome food to regular customer or customer that really all the time coming, and we know their name and everything that they wanted. We make them happy and come back.
Yeah, and you have such a variety of items on your menu, and what I love, even when I'm looking around, it's just all the little seating opportunities. There's intimate places that's tucked away. You can have a beautiful view of the outdoors with these floor-to-wall ceilings, but then you also have private event spaces, so people can actually come and have a little small gathering, parties, and meetings, correct?
Yes, correct. We do, we always do a wedding here, anniversary. If anybody want to do 50 to 100 people, we can do it here. We can close down the restaurant, and then we make a nice buffet restaurant, and then for you guys to have good experience in here.
Yes, yes, and then of course the bar area where you serve up craft cocktails, and then you also just have so many different blends of flavors on your menu, which is so awesome. Okay, so I have to ask you about the history behind coming here. I know that you and your wife have a very interesting and empowering story of how you made it to the United States and how you ended up opening up this restaurant in Fort Wayne.
Well, it was God willing, probably, because that time we willing to move from West Virginia to find good place to live, raise the family, and have a good business. And when we go to look for a restaurant in Michigan, Grand Rapids, on the way back to West Virginia, in DuPont Interstate, we get lost. We come into DuPont Road, and then we saw a restaurant for lease there. Used to be Susia, and we take it right away because maybe this is answer from we pray every night, every day for the God. God say, hey, don't go that way, go this way.
Yes.
And then that's my first restaurant. The name is Nori. You know, now I have open in downtown.
Yes,
So
that's so
that's
cool.
a story.
Yeah, so you're driving, you have a destination, you get lost, and by getting lost, you come to Fort Wayne, and you're like, hey, I'm going to stay here and open up a restaurant.
Even we don't know this. Actually, we don't know what is at Fort Wayne.
Right.
But then we found that, and we searched with my wife. Fort Wayne is a great city.
Yes.
Good school, good people, and then good for business.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah,
So-
and so creative with food and restaurants
Yes.
and attraction. So the perfect place to open up a restaurant. So we're so happy that you're here. So thank you so much for sharing
You're welcome.
more. Yes,
Welcome.
and stay tuned as we continue to explore Saisaki by tasting their menu and also sampling their cocktails. We'll be right back.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. It's time for Wealth Wednesday, where Foster Financial's Vice President, Caleb Doan, joins me to give you a wealth of financial knowledge. Welcome, Caleb.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going great, thanks.
Good. Okay, so today we're going to talk about risks,
Yeah,
right?
that's exactly
And what people can do to reduce them. So share a little bit with me about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've talked about this a little bit in a couple previous segments, but I think this is something that it's really important to take a look at, especially whenever there are big life changes in somebody's
Right.
life. So, you know, one of the things that we take a look at in determining how risky or how conservative somebody's portfolio should be is how close they are to retirement.
Okay.
Because typically when you hit retirement age, that's usually when people start, you know, withdrawing money from their nest egg that they've built up over the course of their career, and that's when that needs to start generating them income. And so, you know, that anytime you have those big life changes are a good time to take a look at the risk in your portfolio. And so a lot of times that'll be something that people chat with us about. 'Cause usually people come in, you know, when they're close to retirement and they say, hey, am I too risky? Am I too conservative? Where should I actually be?
Right. And is this a really popular question right now? Like, what time of year do people really start to reevaluate their finances? In what quarter?
Yeah, it's a good question. Honestly, a lot of people do kind of retire towards the end of the year,
Okay.
just sort of end it on a high note after Christmas break or whatever it might be. So
Yeah.
this is certainly the time that people start taking a look at that. And I think over the past, you know, maybe 5 or 6 years, the market was doing really, really good for the, you know, 4 or 5 years leading up to 2022. And so I think there's a lot of people that maybe retired in that time period and didn't shave off very much risk from their portfolio because they thought, hey, it's been doing really well for the past couple years.
Yeah.
And then, of course, 2022 happened, the markets dropped, and they realized, whoa, you know, maybe I need to take some risk off. And so we've had some, you know, new clients come to us asking how they would do this. And there's a couple key pieces that we look at.
Okay.
So one of the ways to maybe reduce risk in somebody's portfolio is actually to add a little bit more exposure to fixed income. So this is things like bonds and CDs, because they just have a stated interest rate on them that they pay, you know, monthly or semi-annually or whatever it might be. And so sometimes they're not as exposed to the fluctuations in the stock market.
Okay. And when we talk about the timing of it, I know that you said when people are close to retirement, but is there another stage of someone's life that they should start to consider their risks and kind of reevaluate?
Yeah, it's a good question. The other thing that people really look at is their age too.
Okay.
So I mean, just as they get older, typically you're starting to shave a little bit of risk off your portfolio in general. But there's a whole host of factors that we consider. Sometimes even when somebody is maybe starting a pension or something like that, that's a good time to take a look.
Okay.
Or when people have kids, or any time that there's expected withdrawals, even if you're not close to retirement.
Okay, so big life events that kind of happen helps. And so when people are reducing their risks, I know that you said that there's so many different factors. Can you kind of give us an example of just maybe like at what point someone's going through something specific and they would choose conservative or more risky?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think generally, if somebody is retiring within the next 2 years, let's say, we'll take a look at that and say, okay, if we're going to need to withdraw some money from the investment accounts, maybe Social Security or their pension doesn't quite cover what they need, we'll say, okay, to prepare for that, we're going to start reducing risk, sell some equities, buy some more bonds in your portfolio to prep you for that. So that's an area where we'd get a little bit more conservative. Maybe a time where we'd get a little bit more aggressive is, maybe somebody is delaying Social Security until 70 years old. And so for the time period before that, they need to be a little bit more conservative. All of a sudden, Social Security kicks on, and they no longer need to take any withdrawals from their retirement accounts. So maybe at that point, we go slightly more aggressive. So those are a couple situations that we would do that. And a couple of the other ways we make the portfolios somewhat more conservative is, of course, we talked about the fixed income side, the bonds and the CDs. The other piece that we sometimes use is called buffered funds.
Oh, okay. What is that?
So, yeah, the buffered funds are still on the equity side of somebody's portfolio, but they offer some downside preservation or downside buffer on the market. So a lot of times they have like a 10% downside buffer. So if the S&P goes down 10%, these don't go down anything. If the S&P goes down 15%, these will go down 5%. So it offers some downside protection, and then on the upside, it has an upside cap. And so maybe it's at 18%. So if the S&P goes up 18, you go up 18. If the S&P goes up 20, you're capped at 18.
Okay.
And so we take a look at that and say, hey, are we willing to forego returns above 18% in order to get that downside protection? And if it makes sense for the client, then we help them out with that.
All right. Wow. So many things to consider. Thank you for breaking that down.
Yeah, you bet.
And this really shows why people really need a financial advisor. So much to think about. So thank you, Caleb.
Yeah.
And Foster Financial can help you identify your proper risks. So it's so important to give them a call and take advantage of their complimentary consultation. We'll have their phone number listed below, and we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
If you love cars, then we have a treat for you. We are checking out Car Week on the Shore out in Pebble Beach, California. And here joining me is Mike Caudell, the National Transportation Expert. Hi, Mike.
Hey, good morning. You know what? You are right. We do have a treat for you this morning. Welcome to the 72nd Annual Concours d'Elegance here in Pebble Beach, California, where truly the cars are the stars. You know what? This event has been happening for so long. It started with, small little car group getting together, and it's turned into one of the biggest car shows of the year. In fact, there are more collectors that come to this show than any other auto show in the world. And here's what's really unique. There'll be more than $500 million spent over the next 4 days in auctions, and 8 vehicles will go for more than $10 million. So here's what makes it unique. You're taking classics of the past and you're marrying them together with cars of the future. And a lot of the excitement actually spans and is around rallies. So that means people getting together in their vintage and new cars, making their way here to Pebble Beach. It's called the Road to Pebble Beach. And actually this year, Alpha leading off the charge with their new Tonale, showing off the new Tonale with some of their classics of the past and with, look at this right here. This is their new SUV, showing a glimpse at the future. Talking about electric, talking about plug-in hybrids, they're doing that with this Alfa Romeo right here. Now, over my shoulder, we're talking about all new designs. I saw the silks taken off this last night. It is stunning. It's called the Infinity Monograph, and this is a look at the design future of the brand. I just want to tell you, at first glance, when I looked at this, they are definitely making a bold statement. They are saying, hey, BMW, hey, Mercedes, we're coming after you guys. Bold front grille, massive wheels on the side. And I wanted to just point out really fast the front of this vehicle. If you're looking at the design, their logo on the front, this is an all-new logo for the brand. And when you look at the pronounced front, you're going to see the headlights that stream across the front. And then, of course, here with the beautiful picturesque background of Pebble Beach right there on the greens. Just a stunning vehicle. Now, other news here at the show, BMW also making news with 2 debuts. This is the i5 M60 xDrive, all electric. Automakers bringing future technology here. And their hydrogen-based i5 as well. We're talking about alternative fuels and BMW showcasing those. By the way, that first vehicle, it was debuted here yesterday in Pebble Beach. Now, I've got 2 for you to close out on. We're talking about Lamborghini. You can't come to the Concours without talking about big names like Ferrari and Lamborghini. This is their 60th anniversary. They've got a variety of different Lamborghinis that show the history of the brand. But the Revelto, which is a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, check this out, 1,000 horsepower under the hood of this Lamborghini. And later today, they'll be showing off an all-electric Lamborghini as well. And the showstopper for me, yesterday, big press conference from Ford Motor Company with a $300,000 supercar called the Mustang GTD. You're looking at 800 horsepower, 5.2 liter supercharged V8, carbon fiber exterior, carbon fiber brakes. They spent a year and a half in the wind tunnel getting this vehicle perfect for the track. But check this out. It is actually a streetable Ford Mustang going up against Porsche and BMW with their M Sport packages. So many great things happening here in Pebble Beach. I mean, to be honest, when I look at them all, I look at this monograph right here and I think about my family. I think about style. I think about opulence and luxury.
Yes.
Definitely making a bold statement. Back to you.
Wow. Thank you, Mike. Those cars are so beautiful. What I love so much are the vibrant colors like that mustard and that green. And I mean, just a need for speed. So the most important question, have you been able to test drive any?
Well, you know what? That's going to actually happen later today. I'll get a chance to test drive a couple different vehicles. And I think that's what really makes it unique. You know, talking about Alfa Romeo at the beginning, you know, these automakers on the new side, they're coming here and they're letting consumers take a spin in some of their vehicles. And that's what makes it unique. But I love to look at the future. And when I look at this Infiniti, I just can't wait to see the vehicles that hit the road with this all new design language.
Well, that definitely looks like a good car. You look good in front of it, so that's yours to take home.
Thanks.
Love it. Well, thank you so much, Mike. We appreciate you giving us a sneak peek into what's coming up in the car world.
Thank you.
And if you would like more information about the trendy cars happening right now on the shore, we'll be sure to have their website listed below to check them out. We'll be right back.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Okay, best review, Scott. This is unbelievable because I need a fitness watch.
Oh, well, then
I'm heavily getting into the fitness.
The perfect guy is here from you. There he is.
He's here. He's
Jacob
right here.
Palmer. All 6'10" of him.
I was just going to say, how tall are you?
6'6".
6'6". Man, does he make me look small.
Well, when you wear a fitness watch, this is what happens.
That's what happens. You get fit.
All right, Jacob, thanks for being here.
Yep.
You're breaking down some fitness watches, things like that we're wearing. What do we need these? I mean, is this the time where we need to be wearing these, everybody?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. And I think people love these because they're small, they're convenient, they're easy to wear, they don't look out of place no matter what you're wearing, and it makes it a lot easier to get up, get active, make those small steps that lead to a healthier life.
Love that.
Now, we want to, some of these can be a little complicated, a little tough to use, right? So we want to make them simple, right? Some of these are simple to use, hopefully.
Absolutely, and there's something for everybody on the table here. We got the Garmin, which is great for the outdoors enthusiast because it's great for taking on hikes, gives you different elevation change, some more data that you normally wouldn't get. There's also some good ones in terms of the Fitbit. They were the pioneers. They were the first ones to do the fitness trackers. They've evolved over time, and there's a lot of cool technology in there. Now we have Amazon entering the space with the Halo Band. Most simple out of any of the ones we have here, but it does get the job done. Also pretty cheap.
Love that. See, they're getting smaller. I feel like some of them are getting smaller.
And this one's making like noises already. Look at it. It's already on. It's doing some wild things. Okay,
Gary, wear me. Yes. All right, and then we see the Apple Watch here seems to be one that obviously I'm wearing. A lot of people wearing these days.
We're all wearing it, and you know, love the Apple Watch. This is the Series 7 we got here, which is the newest one. Really cool. A little bit different than the fitness trackers that we have out here because, you know, it pairs to your iPhone. It works with different tech. And what's great about it is that if you're already in that Apple ecosystem, it gives you those live updates, those live notifications throughout the day, or you can turn them off and have them bother you less.
The old silent approach.
Exactly.
I like these. I don't have, you guys have them.
We do.
Wait, this is a
rocking
smaller
them.
one there.
Well, I read bestreviews.com and I knew this is the
Then
one
you
I
knew
needed.
that's the best one.
What I need to know is the one, what do I use? What's the device if I want to just lay on the couch and do nothing? I'm not sure which one that is best for. Which
you know, I think we could get you a really good stand mixer and you could start baking, and then all of a sudden,
there it
you
is.
know, good enough.
I'll just
And
go to
then-
Best Reviews for that,
Then
and I
you're
know
all
which
set,
stand
you're ready to
mixer
go. All right, the person out there, you know, watching, checking things out right now, do they, you know, say they're just trying to get in? Do they really need to get one of these? I mean, it's good to be monitored.
You know, it's the small step that you want to make, and it's all those things add up over time. And you know, if you want it and it's something that you think will help, ultimately we found that it really does.
All right, Jacob Palmer, nice work, man.
One guy that has a louder voice than you and I.
Combined.
It's amazing.
Where
do we find more?
Check us out at bestreviews.com. We cover thousands and thousands of products, and we got tips and tricks, expert input, and all kinds of different topics that we're covering.
Love it.
Taking
Palmer,
this one.
Best Reviews. There he goes. There. Oh,
And
he's
this
going to
one.
wear them all.
And this one.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. You can find more on the products and where to buy them on WANE.com. Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, you can rewatch episodes of Living Local 15 on WANE.com and by also downloading the WANE app. And remember, while you're out, give a little smile, give a little wave, share a little light and love today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.